Enough to serve under Dr. Jinwalla when she was the Speaker, but all of my former colleagues, particularly Douglas Gibson, speak incredibly highly of her and her efforts to entrench Parliament as a robust centre of executive accountability. She had a sharp wit and a very good sense of humour and very good at bringing the whole House together. I think she would be disappointed to see where Parliament finds itself today, a ruin of ashes and broken bricks and mortar, not performing its oversight role. And I think the greatest tribute we can pay to Dr. Jinwalla is to get Parliament rebuilt and functioning as quickly as possible so we can return it to its rightful place as the crucible of the national debate and the arena of executive accountability.
I hope the lights are on, firstly, because I think there's so many challenges that we are facing as a country. I really don't know where he's going to start. And we don't want platitudes. We want implementable action. And in the past, we've heard so many things being said, but they haven't been followed up. And I think his cabinet needs to be one that can support him fully so that he can do the kind of things that he wants to do. Yesterday, I was sort of taken aback when KwaZulu-Natal, when he criticized what happened in 1998 with government not investing in infrastructure in Eskom, and then that started the downward trend with Eskom. So I think he needs to take leadership. He's now been given the mandate by his party, and he's got to lead by example and lead the country, not his party.
The issue of load shedding, which is a crisis throughout the country, must come to an end. Must bring a solution to that. The second one should be about the infrastructure. In 2022, SONA, he said every corner will be a construction site. So we expect that to give a report. How far did we go, and what are other commitments? And when you talk about infrastructure development, that must also create jobs. He must also tell us the percentage. The issue of crime is a concerning a point to all citizens. We also want a clear strategy. He promised that 10,000 new recruits of police are going to be recruited in 2022, and indeed that was done. Where are they deployed now? We want to see the change. We also expect the President to talk about water and sanitation. These are basic things that are needed by our people, and I know that the President will also look at the conference of the ANC resolutions, because our conference in the main says what must be done to improve the quality of life for our citizens.
It will be a speech where you are encouraging all of us not only to look up to you as government, but to challenge us as communities, as individuals, as young people, to be part of activity in this country so that we make it a better country.
We must improve and continue to improve the quality of life of all of our people. That's our job. And if we aren't able to do it, then we're failing in our job.
We need a concrete plan on energy. What is going to happen when?
As he is working on his speech, the President has very clear marching orders, which he got from the 55th conference of his party. The same delegates that elected him to go back and lead are the same delegates that gave him a program of action, the rules and how to maneuver the space. He must now lead with courage.
I imagine as a leader of a nation, we can expect that he will give us hope and a future that we need to work towards and look forward to build this nation, to live in prosperity and caring for one another.
Parliament, it has degenerated to a point where it is used to rubber stamp the decisions of the executive. There is no longer a separation of powers between the executive and Parliament. And the ANC is doing everything in its power to make that Parliament to be a toothless Parliament. But the EFF being there has always made sure that Parliament develop some robustness and hold the executive accountable. We will not allow the President to speak. He has violated his oath of office. Top judges of the country, including the former Chief Justice, have said the President has got questions to answer and the manipulation to defend the president at the expense of our constitution cannot be left unchallenged. And we're going to stand up there in a very peaceful manner and demand that this man who has got no respect for the oath of office, who's got no respect for the office, cannot be allowed to stand there and address the nation.
Parliament as a platform of the broader society with regard to engaging with transformation and change, I think has gone a long way to make a huge difference. Until the bad patch of 10 years of state capture, Parliament got suffocated during that period. But 2016, we were part of the Parliament that rose again. If you remember the inquiry on the public enterprise and a number of things, that is the time, if you check, up until that time, Parliament was a bit flat. 2016, Parliament rose again. If you do your stats, you will find that suddenly in a number of departments, investigations were starting, chairperson was starting deep diving in a number of issues, be it water, be it communication, be it state enterprises. There's a lot of, if you follow the pattern, there's a lot of investigations suddenly led by Parliament.